What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Gulls Nest. As always, I am Oddie84, and to my left is my trusty sidekick and baseball Patreon, I guess that's how we are, Adam the Mallett.
Hello, hello, hello.
That's an interesting way to introduce you. I try to come up with something more creative each week.
I like that. I appreciate that, actually. It's
I like
good.
to mix it up a little bit here,
Thank you, Arthur.
Automatically adjust microphone. Okay, that's what we're going to do. We're going to automatically adjust microphone. Okay,
Hmm.
sorry. We were running some technical and difficult things here. But since we left you last, the Gulls have gone 3-3 last week.
Yep.
I actually went to a game. I went to an away game, actually. I went
It
to the Saturday game that we're going to talk about last
wasn't a good one, but
against.
we'll get to it. Yeah.
Wasn't good for the Gulls, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it
It
was
was tough.
not.
Tough game for the Gulls, but and the Chip had a rough outing. But we'll
I
get to that
know.
soon. We have
Oh,
plenty of time to talk about that. But without further ado, let's go to the last game we left off on. It was last Monday night. It was Newport versus Stanford. It was a win for the
was
Gulls. And why don't you take away the defense and I'll hit on the offense.
the pitching. Well, let's see. Our boy, what's another name? Adam Mayer. He pitched. This is kind of like the definition of a bullpen game in a way, like 3 innings, 3 innings, 2 innings, 1 inning. And so Adam Mayer, 3 innings, 3 runs, all of them earned, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks. He's had a pretty decent season so far, though. His ERA, I mean, is 2.18. So it's like 3 inning pitch, 4 hits, 3 runs, not very good. And then you had coming in relief, you had Ty Stark, who pretty much shut everything down for 3 innings. No earned runs, 3 innings, 6 strikeouts. And you know what? Little statistic here. Ty Stark, by the way, he for 10 innings pitched has still not allowed a run.
It's amazing. His ERA is 0.
10 innings pitched, 19 strikeouts, 5 walks. Like that's like a love letter right there. That is really good.
Good for Stocky, huh? It's
You
pretty damn
know,
good.
So Ty Stark comes in, holds it down for 3 innings, and then we have for 2 innings, Cole Chatham, Cheatham,
Cheatham.
Yeah, 2 innings, 2 runs, 2 strikeouts, and then our boy, Mr. Colby Holcomb,
The
comes in.
closer.
The closer, almost Mr. Automatic, who has just been almost practically lights out, but he actually allowed his first run, I believe, of the year here, 1 inning pitched, but. Yeah, 1.17 ERA. Sorry, he's still he's
I have
he's
his
like the Mariano Rivera of closers for this
I have
team.
his numbers brought up right here, and I'm looking at him right now.
He's great.
Obviously, the game I went to the other day, they didn't need him because they didn't get into that situation. But
Yeah.
yeah, right. One ERA, 1.03 in 6 games, 3 saves, 8.2 innings pitched. Look at it, 17 strikeouts, huh?
Yeah, he's just great. He's great.
1 walk, 3 hits, and like you said, only 1 earned run this entire season so far. He is the type of guy, Colby Holcomb, that you want on the mound in a tight game such as this. Because when you
Yeah.
look at this game, the starter, Mayer didn't have a bad
No,
inning
I mean, yeah, he didn't.
until
I
the
mean,
third.
yeah, yeah. It didn't have a lot of walks. He only had 2 walks, but that doesn't mean the pitch count wasn't getting up there.
Yeah,
You
it's
know.
true. That's true.
Um,
And I'm assuming third inning, he was probably starting to see guys that he already
mm,
seen. So they're probably starting to, take his rhythm down a little bit at the end of the day. But for the offense in this game, the bats lit up in the third inning. It looked like they went up real early in the game. They went up 1-0, and then Stanford came back, scored 3 runs, and then Newport came back to answer those 3 runs, and then another 2 runs, and then they went 1-for-1 to the end of the game. Stanford
mm.
didn't make a attempt in the ninth inning. They did score a run. It goes 6-8, but our boy, that was probably the only earned run right there. Holcomb let up. We closed it down. So I'm looking at some numbers here of the guys I get excited about looking here. All the guys that pretty much stayed in for the most of the game. They have 4 at bats. Our boy Duncan had a hit.
Bozo.
Yeah, Bozo. Oh yeah,
Bozo.
Bozo right there. Bozo the catcher. He had 2 hits
Yeah,
and
he
a
did.
run. It's pretty good. D. Williams. Why is I feel like we talked about this guy. It's Dixon Williams, right? We talked about him before. He
Yes,
had a
they
pretty
have.
good out, and so for his season right now, he's averaging 429 for the
Oh, he's
season.
crushing it. He is
So I
crushing
mean,
it.
he is
I
actually on
mean,
fire.
12 hits out of 28 at bats this year. He is just
I'd take that any day.
right. The hell.
And the averages are coming up too. Because if you look at the guys right there for this game, I mean, they're all batting two, except for one guy's in the one. But for the most part, they're producing runs. So this was a good testament of how, even though your pitching's a little sketch, your offense is still there to kind of keep you in the game a little bit, which
Oh,
pretty much held them for the most part.
yeah, the offense is good, and the pitching overall as a whole, I think, is good. It's just that every once in a while, like getting into that walk funk, the control for some of these guys, and understandably so. That's what I feel like a lot of people or a lot of players this age are working on is their control. And,
Right.
but that's what kind of goes off the rails sometimes. You know.
And I love how they have a spray chart for this game, but for some reason, when you click on the spray chart, it doesn't give you any information. There's an
Oh,
attempt there.
oh, you just wait till a game we got coming up later. We'll talk about the statistics and the pitch and the lines we got in the game and what's going on here, what we see online. It's going to be pretty funny.
It's
Something's
just
not
not
right.
okay.
You'll see later. You know how remember we were trying to figure out a guy could go 1 for 6? Well, get ready. I got something to show you. Right?
All right, so the next game on the list was Tuesday the 25th. I don't see any information on this. Do I assume this was rained
Really?
out and postponed? It
No, the
says just as
25th. No, this I see it. It was a 10-3 loss against Danbury Westerners, who are not that good.
okay. What's it say in front of it though? Above it, see it? It said
I mean,
6:30.
I go to the main page and then I just click schedule where
All
the
right, so now if you go to the main page and you go to results, it
yeah, that's
breaks
where I
them all
am.
down.
Yeah, that's where I am.
Yeah, but look right above it. What does it say? It says New Prairie Danbury, Tuesday, June 25th, just like the one below it, and this is Roger Park. So it has it twice, but doesn't have any information on it.
Yeah, it's weird. So don't click the Rogers Park one. Click the one below it that says
Well, I
10-3.
know. I'm just making a point.
Yeah, that's
There's
weird.
a
It's
there's a
very weird.
blunder there.
It's very odd. I know. We're gonna get to more of those.
This is I gotta say it's I know people who are updating these sites are doing it for free. They're not really, you know what I mean? A lot of these people are interns and stuff like that. I get it. I totally get it.
I
I'm not
know.
knocking it. It's
I,
tough. It's tough to
I
keep track of everything.
you gotta
We,
play
we
with it a little here.
we're just
It's
looking
fun.
at it in the comical standpoint here. It's like, we're
I
trying to
know.
look at stats because we don't get to watch all the games completely. So we're like, well, we're just kind of browsing through, going through stuff. But I get it. You guys, I'm not gonna trash you guys. You guys are doing a good job. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
is what it is. But
Yeah.
with
Oof,
that said,
this was brutal. So
this
we,
was a
we
yeah. Go
this was
ahead.
brutal. So we get to our starter here. Brad Pruitt. He makes it 6 innings. 6 innings, 3 earned runs isn't too horrible. 8 Ks, one walk. So it's not that bad. Like 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. Okay. But then the track it kind of the cart kind of goes off the rails after that, right?
Yeah.
Dell comes in, doesn't even record it out. 3 earned runs, 3 hits, that not good. And then the next Dean comes in, lasts an inning, 2 runs, and then Kavala comes in, makes it 1/3 of an inning, 2 earned runs. Yeah, it just wasn't a good game. It was an off day, you know.
Yeah. Mikey K, he's ERA for the season 16.20.
Yeah,
Um what's his face? Dean, his ERA for the season 23.62. I mean, he's having
yeah,
some these guys are having some rough outings. And I don't know if it's just the competition's a little bit tenser than what they're used to, but it seems like, if you're looking through this, we got 6 innings out of Pruitt. 6 innings, you let up 6 hits, only 3 runs, 3 of them earned, and one walk, right? 8 strikeouts.
yeah,
So when you look at those and you go, all right, I'm looking at the box score right here. Danbury scored 3 runs in the third, but that is all they scored. And it was a tied game going into the sixth when they changed it up. It was 3-3. It was a very winnable game
it
uh,
was.
for the Gulls if they had just tightened up in the relief pitching a little bit. It also looks like the bat shut down too. Because if you look at the guys, look, Leak on Danbury pitched 6 innings, and then Johnson came out and pitched 3. That's all they
Yeah.
took. 2 guys to do the job of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys.
Yeah, I had two
You know
guys.
what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it says a lot about them too, because I mean, this lineup, the offense is just usually crushes, and it only took 2 guys here to kind of just shut it all down. you know.
Great pitchers, but look at Weston's record right now. The record, they're 4-15. They're not that
No, they're
extraordinarily of a
not.
good team. So this should have been one of those games where you walked into and be like, all right, I think we have the upper edge in us. We have the better offense. I think we could probably do something with this. And unfortunately, it looks like they dropped the ball on this one
Well,
because if you know, how
sometimes
about
those are
the
trap games, though. You end up playing down to the competition and thinking we got this, and you
yep
take your foot off the gas, and that's how you lose games. It's
this
unfortunate.
game, our boy D Williams 4 for 2. I hit the wrong guy. See D Williams 4 for 2. 455 this game. I mean, look at that. I mean, he's really heating up. This is the guy you want in your lineup every single night, just smacking the ball around and
Yeah,
you know, making some day. And Duncan too. I think it was Adam Duncan. Let's see.
yeah.
Uh,
He let off. Yeah, well, he only had one hit, 2 runs though. He's getting on base. He had a walk, so he
yeah,
knows how to lead off. He's doing
three.
good.
Right. He's doing his job. 341 on. Leading off with the pack. It's Stevens too. Stevens is also up there too. He didn't have a hot game against Danbury, but overall he's still batting in the threes. Still a solid player. Had an off night. One hit. What are you gonna do? It is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You can't ask for these guys to go out over every night. But I do see a lot of these guys. It's interesting what the coach is doing too with these lineups too. Because if you notice, they're very different each night.
yeah,
There's very little consistency on um like who's playing. It almost seems like it's almost an every other night thing. Maybe he's giving them some rest. Maybe he's just trying to bail out. We're about the halfway point right now of the
yeah.
season. So at
Wow.
this point, we're probably deciding on, all right, how are we going to go forward? Are we going to lose any guys to a draft? Are we going to lose any guys because injuries? Are you on the main page right now?
I am not. I'm
What
actually on
what's
the next game, but let me go. I
what's
can pull it
their?
up.
I'm curious what's their standing is right now.
They're 2.5 up. I know that they are. What's their record? I got it. Okay, so they are page down. Okay, they are 12-7,
Okay,
and yeah, they're 2.5 games up on the Mystic Schooners, who are 10-10.
so they're leading the division right now. So they're going to make
Yeah,
the playoffs at the end of the day if they keep it up this pace, which is pretty good. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. They're about halfway through the season. It's July 1st today when we're recording this. They're playing until July 29th. So they have literally 29 more baseball game days left. They're not playing every single game, but um, essentially we're about halfway through. So we have a good uh, specimen, if you will, of what these guys can produce and what they can do. But let's get off a little bit of a negative note and jump onto a positive note. Another win last Wednesday, the 26th, against the Sharks. I feel like they own the Sharks this year. I feel like this is their team that they come in. It's almost a guaranteed win every time they play them.
yeah. Okay, I figured out what happened here. This is the game I was going to laugh about because of the pitching line, and then I realized it's
Okay.
because it must have been a rain out because it was only 5 innings.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Mm.
because I noticed at the
I
box score,
see.
I'm like,
Yes.
okay, Scatwell came in. Scatwell pitched 5 innings, and then an unnamed pitcher pitched another 5 innings. But that because the box score looks a little funny.
Oh, right, right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But no, this is obviously a rain out, but they made it official. So Scatwell 5 innings pitched, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 strikeouts. Good enough to win.
Yeah.
Obviously, compared
Terrible
to
numbers,
yeah,
especially when your team is hitting. Looks like they tied it up in the first, and then went behind a little bit in the second by a run. But the fourth, the bats lit up in the fifth inning, and they
yeah,
started producing, which is what you need to do. And especially, I think these games got to go. I don't think it's like 6 innings like it's in the pros. I think as long as it's halfway through, it's an official game.
yeah.
So technically, halfway through would be, the fifth inning, what they call it. But for our boys with the bats here, of course, Duncan hitting. Let's see. Williams, obviously, I mean, look at it. He's 417 this game. He's
Mhm.
1 run, 1 hit, 2 at bats. I mean, what else we got? Here's a name I haven't seen. The brand there, Brini, N. Brini. I haven't seen him pop up. Nico Brini. We haven't
Well,
talked about
it's
him
actually
much.
it's actually good though that we're seeing some of these names that we haven't seen before. So these guys are getting opportunities. They want to see what they have, and it's important that
Yeah.
these guys get at bats.
Yeah, let's see. Nico Brini. I'm looking at what he's played. He's played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games so far this season. He's batting 313, 3 walks, 10 strikeouts, 5 stolen bases, 1 home run, 5 doubles, 12 runs, 20 hits. they only start putting him in halfway through June. So I always see stats here from like, oh, actually, no, hold on. It's the last 10. All right. He's been involved pretty much the entire season, I guess. I guess we just haven't, he really hasn't popped up on us. But Nico Brini, got to look for it. Looks like he's a pretty solid guy right there in the Gulls lineup. Um,
Mm.
yeah, I'm just curious. I'm looking at every time I look at these lineups, it's just very interesting seeing how different each game can be and what combinations. Because there's not enough scouting report out there, I don't think, to be able to strategically place players accordingly to what their better matchups are. But maybe there are. Maybe there's a sense to doing it, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I would say just put the guys that can swing and hit in the lineups as much as you can and keep it rolling, you know?
Yeah.
All right, so this Friday's game, this was a very close
Oof.
game, very high scoring game. Newport
Oof.
did win this game, 10-2 over the Bristol Blues. Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, well, look at that
Uh,
pitching, huh?
yeah, not good.
Ooh.
I only one guy making 3 innings, and he was good. He at the end of the game,
Mm-hmm.
Emmett Tollis, who lasted he's actually had a pretty good season so far. 7 innings, ERA 1.22, 10 strikeouts in 7 innings. Very good. Walk total, only 2 walks. He's been a bright spot. Looking beyond that, though, this game, you know what? Some of these guys are really good. It was one of those games where it just nothing seemed to click here. I don't even know. This definitely ballooned the ERA. Like the team ERA right now is sitting at 5.05. That needs to
Yeah.
come down a little bit.
Yeah.
Total
Your
innings
boy,
pitched here, 164 innings pitched between all these guys. And how many walks we got here? Let's see, walks. Again with the walks, total 85 walks in 164 innings for these guys.
pretty good. Your boy Holcomb got another save on this game, too.
Who? I don't see anybody.
Holcomb.
I don't see Holcomb in this. I don't know. Oh wait, I'm stupid.
I think you're in the
Look at the
wrong
other
game.
side. I know I'm in the right game. Look at the wrong side.
All right, can you say some names over there? And
I'm
I was
like,
looking
wait a
at him like,
second. I'm like, who's this guy? Oh wow. Okay, yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, sorry, no, total different conversation here. So yeah, Blake 6 earned runs and 1 1/3 inning. Um, yeah, again, just and then Delucia 4 innings pitched, 1 run. Actually, that's not that bad. Now that I'm looking at this, it still isn't that bad.
Yeah.
Um,
Blake just had a rough start to this game.
yeah,
It looks like all his earned runs were done in this first inning.
yeah. Woof.
And Drew Blake, it was his first game, it looks like he pitched.
Yeah.
And it's the only inning he pitched so far this season with a whopping 40.5 ERA. So,
Yeah, it just wasn't clicking,
yeah,
yeah.
I wonder if I wonder if the fact that he hasn't pitched all season is the fact that maybe he had an injury. Maybe maybe coach is just trying to work him in, trying to get some kind of something going there,
But
But
Colby Holcomb just crushing it to close
another
out the game.
save.
Mr.
I mean,
Automatic over there,
sexy ERA he has for the season.
despite
He's
12 runs.
I was actually a little upset that the game I was at, which is the next game we're going to be talking about, he was in a safe situation, so he wasn't able to.
Wait a second. Whoa. Back up here. Wait a second. I just realized something. So 7 of those runs were earned. So there's 4 unearned runs in this game. That's not good.
Well, I will have. Well, I'll mention this when I talk about the next game. I could see why. I've seen
Okay.
some things.
Okay.
Okay, we'll get to that. But real quick on the offense for the
Yeah.
last game we had. Obviously, Duncan having a great, Williams and Bozo. Those are our 3 guys right there. I feel, and then Brini too. I feel like these are our 4 guys that we're talking a lot about. Duncan, Williams, Bozo, and Brini are pretty much solid contributors offensively to the Gulls this season and
Yeah.
producing phenomenal numbers for the little time they had to play together and how fast these games are almost every single night. So
Yeah.
good for them. But yes, so the next game we'll talk about is a loss. It's the first Gulls game I went to this season. It was an away game for the Gulls. It was at historical Fraser Field in Lynn, a place that Adam and I had attended multiple times in our childhood.
Yes.
I'll tell you, Adam, it looks exact. I sat down in the seat and something in my mind clicked, and it looked exactly the way it did. The last time I was probably there was when I was in high school for a game. So we're talking 20 years ago plus, and it looked exactly the same. There was
I've
no
been there.
difference.
I've been there sooner, more recent than that. I'll say it's because of inflation. I'm sure it's not the same, but I remember they said it was dollar hot dogs.
Hot dogs are cheap, actually. All right, I'll tell you this.
What are they
Six
now?
dollars, $6 to get it. Now we're not promoting the North Shore Navigators any sense of the imagination because we have the Gulls network. But this is a game in my experience I went to, and I'm assuming it's pretty all around the league. It's pretty much the same. It was $6 to get it for an adult,
Yeah,
right? Kids 6 or under are free.
yeah,
So boom, free night for the kids. Bears $5.75.
perfect.
Now they don't have much of a selection. They have some Bud products, that's about it, and some
It's
like
fine.
salsas, right? Whatever.
Yeah,
Hot dogs I think were like a couple bucks. They had popcorn. Popcorn was great. It was actually better than the popcorn I had at Fenway the next day because I was at Fenway yesterday. The popcorn at the Navigators game was way better. So I don't know if it was more of a homemade
nice.
type popcorn. It was tastier. It was good. Um, Great game. $12. I got in there. I think I left that park after it was all said and done. I probably spent $50 for the four of us. So it's
Not
not
a
too
bad
bad.
day.
Can't beat that day, right? For some
No.
fun baseball. And I'll tell you, okay, so here's the thing. So
Yeah.
this was really my first NECBL game I had gone to. I've been to some other collegiate leagues before, but this was like to see how and then it's very organized. It's done very well. It seems to be very close to a minor league game that you see if you go to a minor league park. Everything's done pretty professionally and stuff. The North Shore Navigators, the team back in the day when I was watching them, they were the Spirit or the Mad Dogs, right, from many years over there. The stadium could use some love up there in Lynn. I get it. I get it and I don't get it. The reason I don't get it is because that is the official home field for all four Lynn high schools. So you think the city would put a little bit of money into the stadium,
That's lame.
right?
Did he make it? What question though? Did you walk down and be like, "Hey, I'm the Gulls podcast guy"? Did you try to talk
No.
to anybody?
So no, I seen Coach, and obviously we interviewed him. So whether you remembered us or not, I don't know. I didn't want a chance not him knowing us. Um,
I would
we
have. I
actually
so
we
would have.
we actually sat on the nav side so I could get a view into the girls' uh, dugout and stuff to kind of observe some stuff. And I had my notepad with all the names and numbers of the guys I want to look
Oh,
for and
look
stuff.
at you.
I was kind of nerding out a little bit, and then at the
Yeah,
same time I was trying to entertain two tallers, make sure everything was good over there. But it was fun watching them play. It really was because these guys do a lot of small ball, a lot of stealing the bases, a lot of just basically stuff you don't see in the pros that often, right? They were just it's a
good.
bunch of kids having fun,
Yeah,
fun college ball. It was a good time. So when we go to the point about the earned runs and the errors and stuff, there was a lot of errors. You could really tell the difference between um, these college kids and like a more professional level, basically on some of the plays that went down. Some catches in the outfield that could have been made that didn't. I get it. You don't want to risk health. These kids are college, right? You don't want to die for a stupid
it's
ball for no
true.
reason. It is
Yeah,
also on turf. I don't know what the Gulls feels like, but Lynn is field turf, which I
yeah.
was like interesting. The ball bounces differently. It can affect you physically a lot differently if you're not used to playing on that type of surface. But overall, it was a fun night. The Gulls did make a little bit of a comeback towards the end of the game where they started putting some runs together.
Hmm.
Um, the problem is, if you want to go and start off with the pitching, you could pretty much what you're going to tell me is pretty much gonna paint the rest of the story. So
Yeah, three innings pitched by what Cheatham Chad. 3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, 4 Ks, only 2 walks. I like to see how the walks are coming down recently, but still, the just 3 runs in 3 innings is not going to cut it. And then you got Dorito, the chip,
yeah,
who you texted me about, who I was hoping.
yes,
I'm a big name guy. I like cool names. I like Dorito. I want Dorito to
yeah,
do really well. And 2 innings pitched and 2 earned runs,
yeah,
4 walks, and the control, obviously, as you even pointed out via text message, was sketch, um, which is unfortunate. Kavala, close to the same pitching line here. Only 1 run,
yeah,
2 innings. And then 1 inning from 1 hitting, 1 hit allowed by Mr. Mason Olsich.
yeah, yeah. It
Yeah.
was funny when I seen the chip come out. I was so you know how Fraser Field is, the bathrooms are in the building like next door. You got to go outside and go around and go to the bathrooms. So I was coming out of the
Yes.
bathroom and I heard Dorito pop up and I ran as fast as I can. I came back and I was like,
The
dude, Nick Dorito. I go, the chip. The chip is up. She said, what are you talking about? I go, this is me and Adam's guy. We talk about him all the time. We call him the chip. And she's like, okay. He's a
They're
local
like,
guy. He's
okay.
from Plymouth. He goes to UMass Lowell. And I was very optimistic about the chip. And let's see. Hold on one second.
The chip went stale.
The chip went stale. Here we go. I had an angry. Could you hear her screaming in the background? I'm just
Yes,
not
yes,
picking
I
up.
could. I
Okay,
could.
so there you go. I had to remove it
Very,
from the
very
area.
mildly.
Yeah, she was just she's angry about something. I'm not quite sure what, but yeah, the chip. So I was very excited when the chip came out, and he had barely survived. We did 2 innings.
2 innings pitched, 3 runs, two of them earned, 4 walks. Just
Yeah,
means nothing to
yeah.
say.
It
You know,
it was tough because um if you look at the box score, that pretty much says that everything. The Gulls didn't contribute anything offensively until the eighth inning, and then by that point it was too late, a little too late, a little too late. And the Navigators statistically aren't that great of a team. They're a 500 team, and it's just unfortunate because I get it. It's a long drive up there to Lynn. It probably took them 3 hours to get up there from Newport,
mm,
and then they had to go 3 hours back. And it
mm.
was raining out. It was garbage. It kept raining and stopped raining. It was raining and it was stopped raining. So it wasn't ideal situations.
Yeah,
Um,
from the
yeah.
photos you sent me, it didn't exactly look like they tracked the kind of crowd that the Navigators do.
No, the Navigators don't really pull.
That the
Um,
Gulls do, I mean. They
the
don't track the
Gulls,
kind of
yeah,
crowd the Gulls do.
yeah. It was in Sugos. It was always like this. Like, oh, it used to be a little bit busier, but I'm like, it was always kind of like, it is what it is. It was a Saturday night, so I'm sure there was more people that were going to
True.
be there than on Tuesday, right? So it
True.
was a good cheap night to take your kids and family out to the park and everything like that. We spent the day in Lynn, so goes without saying. That's how it's going to be, right? Offensively for this game, and the box scores right here. I'm just looking at it. It was pretty desolate. I mean, no one really was doing much. Stevens was producing, and he's the only one who scored. Doyle and Breeny. Other than that, everyone got up to bat, and Duncan got a couple of hits, but I mean that's about it. He didn't score at all. You know what I mean? He did what he had to do. He got the hit, he got on base, but he couldn't bring him home. So at the end of the day, we're gonna ask. You know what I mean? Same with Stevens. He had a couple of hits, and scored once. So those two guys as consistent as usually are, which was good. Breeny as well, as I said. But I look at over this in North Shore. I didn't realize this as I was watching the game. They did a lot of switches during the game.
Mm.
Um, I know, so especially towards the end of the game, they were pinch hitting a lot of people, moving them around, and they were just trying to get creative with what they do. I think a lot of it had to do if they had such a good lead towards the end of the game. They were probably like, all right, let's put this guy in there and see if we could kind of get an idea to evaluate and see the situation. But I did get
Yeah.
this. Got to see the chip, got to see Kavala, but you know what? Didn't see a savior.
What's
That's
Kobe, yeah. What's interesting though is that looking at their you said we're about the halfway point.
yeah,
They're hitting about 257 as a team.
it's not
Um,
bad.
that's not bad. It's interesting because it feels like it would be higher, but that's because there's only I think 3 or 4 guys here that are just crushing it.
Yeah,
And
I,
it's there's X's next to names. If you look at like the statistics, the batting stats, just as a team, there's
yep.
names with like X's next to them, and I don't know what that means.
Let's see. Where is it this season? Was it under game result? Where'd you find
Yeah,
that?
if you
When
go to season
Oh,
game, season
statistics.
tab,
Yeah.
game, yes, statistics, yeah. No, wait, yeah,
Oh
statistics.
yeah.
Go to
Guys,
batting, see how there's like, yeah,
all right.
like
Well, so do you ever see when you click on it? Let's see. Stanton,
like
for
Staten
example,
has
right?
yeah, Staten has an X next to it. Yeah, like what is that all about?
Maybe he's no longer on the team.
Yeah, no, you should think there'd be an icon though at the bottom of the whole thing saying like X represents, in bold, like,
Maybe because if you look
no.
at him and you click on his name, June 17th was the last game he played.
Okay.
What about McComb here? One of the catches. Same
Mm,
thing. The 15th was the last game he played.
okay, maybe that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe they just maybe they cut him from the team, or
Yeah.
they decided to go play somewhere else in a different league, maybe. And a lot of these
So
guys too, like this guy's from Florida, was to Mississippi State, McKenzie.
yeah,
Um, so a lot of these guys are from out of state.
yeah.
So maybe they had an opportunity to go play somewhere closer to home.
So I thought Brady Sissako. Sissako is your power hitter here. He's got 6 home runs and 59 at bats. He's got the most on the team, I believe.
Yeah, and we didn't say much about Breeny. We are like, oh, we didn't see this guy on the record, but he has the most at bats right now. He has 64 at bats.
Interesting.
If 18 games played, so he's the silent killer right there. But
Hmm.
I gotta give it to their offense is like you said. There's some guys that are really holding it together. Um, I mean, look at Duncan. He's only played 9 games, but I mean, yeah, Duncan Williams, but he had 28 at bats, 8 to 13 runs and 12 hits. So I mean, that goes without saying. His that number where they call it the wins over lot
The
replacement was
war.
the
Yeah, the
WAR.
war.
His WAR would be pretty damn high if you were gonna break this down right here. So
Yeah.
there you go. So tonight, the Blue Sox, they had a game yesterday, got rained out against the Blue Sox. They're playing tonight against the upper value. First day talking, Upper Valley Nighthawks. God, what's wrong with me?
I don't know, man.
Um, and then they get the Waves this week, the Swamp Bats, Westerners, and the Schooners on Saturday. So, God, I'd really like. Are they home or away? They're home on. I'd like to. I'm going to be in the area next weekend, but I'd really like to see a game, but it's probably not going to work out. I was hoping to see a home game in Newport on Friday night, but possibly we'll see. That might happen. Actually, we might be able to pull it off because I'm going to be in Connecticut this week. I was supposed to go to Canada. Instead, I'm going to Connecticut. So,
I'm going to actually. Oh, you're going to. Me. We're going to Canopy Lake on 4th of July. I wanted to see that game too.
4th of July, Thursday.
Yeah.
I unfortunately have to work at the restaurant, but if you guys want to have a couple drinks afterwards, feel free to come on by
Oh, might stop by
because
then.
I
All
will be
right
there
then.
all day from 2 to closing. So
Oh crap! Maybe might do that then. Okay.
I'll give you something to do. It won't be busy. It'll be more of a I'm gonna control and run everything myself there. So it's gonna be like a party, if you will. So do what we
Gotcha.
can. I might light off fireworks in the bar. What else? Probably not a good idea.
I would pay to see that.
Probably have fires against that. But anyways, Adam, anything we'd like to add further
No,
this week?
no, I got nothing. I know mascot day is I think it's today, right? Looks like
Mascot
furry
day.
day. Yeah, isn't there a mascot day on the web? I'm looking at the website. Hold on, we'll go back to
Is
it.
there really?
Yeah, mascot night is July 1st.
Okay, what does
Oh,
that
it
mean?
already started 5:30. I mean, I don't know. It could mean a lot of
Well,
things, Artie. We could talk about that in the office tomorrow.
I'm gonna have to. You think it's like a furry thing, or you think it's
That's
just
what I was
like?
thinking.
I mean, hey, there is a fur. Hey, I know they're in Rhode Island, but there is a fur festival every year in Connecticut, so maybe we'll see.
Maybe.
Mascot night, interesting. Okay, think something to keep in mind. Oh yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Oh, the mascot. Oh, like Wally's down there.
Look at that. Yep.
The
Tessie
Woo Sox
Blades.
guys. Yeah, the Bruins guy. Oh, that's pretty
cool.
cool. All right, so you know what? Maybe it's not what we thought it was.
Maybe
We're
not.
thinking something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, but here's the Gulls 12-7. Like you said, 2.5 games up. They are the third best team in the NECBL right now. That North Division, a lot of competition there between the Mountaineers, the Swamp Bats, and the Mariners. They're all fighting for that position right there. And even the Upper Valley Nighthawks are only 6 games back halfway through the season. So, but I would watch out for our division though, because if it's very close, even though we're 12-7, last place team, the Sharks, are only 4.5 back. So
That's true.
there you go. Anything is possible. We're halfway through the season. And with that said, please leave your comments, questions, and whatnot below. We'll try to answer them as best we can. Until then, you all have a nice week, and we'll see you guys next week with some more Gulls talk. So, toodaloo.
Have a good fourth.
Yeah, you got 4th. Yes, I'll see you soon. Bye.